Today we're going to look at the line of universal beauty. Welcome, Andre. So, what you need to consider first is how you are sitting. We'll deal with your posture individually. Just remember that the axis of the script, i.e. 55 degrees, should issue from your chest at 90 degrees. So it should be perpendicular to you. So if this is the axis of the script, the paper needs to be there. But let's draw the page. So somehow it needs to be here. Now you're writing here. Ideally you want to be writing there. Rotate the page around so the page is there and you are here. So when you write, you are doing that. Okay? So let's turn the page ever so slightly. You might need to turn your chair so that the chair is there and you are there. Good. The line of universal beauty, or Hogarth's line of beauty, which we touched on last time, is quite an important line. Technically, this line is a straight line. So the line of universal beauty is essentially this, and that. That's what it is. We chamfer here, and we chamfer here. So let's look at this from a mathematical point of view. This is 2/3, that's 1/3, and that's 1/3. Yeah? This 2/3 bit is straight. One of the biggest misconceptions about this line is that it wobbles. It doesn't wobble. The reason why it sort of looks like it wobbles is because of a swelled stroke. So you think it sort of does that. So if you try to do that, you will end up with a really wobbly line. What you want to think about is you want to think for a straight line. So if you sort of do a wobbly line, it's straighter than you're actually going to produce it. So how do we produce this line? Well, your first exercise is this. Very lightly pencil in a series of these straight versions. Mark off where you're going to have the chamfer, and it has to be as gentle as possible. You don't want to do that or that. It's really quite small. So we'll do a series of these straight ones, and then we'll go over them with a little bit more weight. Now, while we're going over them with a little bit more weight, we're going to use this exercise to its fullest extent. Your pencils need to be an HB or a 2B lead, because as you're going over those lines, you want to apply pressure and release. So it already starts to help you to understand what you're going to be doing with this tool. You're going to have to do this in two ways, Irina, because ideally I would like you to try that, but as you're learning Spencerian script, you also need to be able to do that. So the difference between Spencerian and copperplate is Spencerian has its weight at the top half or the bottom half of the letter. So you're either up here or you're down there. For copperplate, you're there or you are there, in the middle. That's for you, Alice. So we're going to work on this line, and then we're going to specialize a little bit. Alice, you need to work on this T, this T, or this T. Remember, with the T or the F, if you have a B, that's the highest point. The line has a relationship to the highest point. With a T, you want to start lower down. Otherwise, you will end up with a letter that is massive compared to the other capitals. Yes? Right. So let's do a row of these, two rows of these lines. Skip an even amount of space. So if you're doing 3 lines, skip 3 lines. So do a row of this, then a row of this. Very likely. Okay?